Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jessica Hale, and I'm the Customer Success Manager over here at FreightWaves. Welcome to Sonar 101. We're going to teach you guys how to tap into the power of Sonar. We're going to go over everything that has to do with navigation of the platform. We hold these every Tuesday at 3:30 Eastern Time. On Wednesdays at 3:30 Eastern Time, we do Sonar 201, talking about the top 5 data sets that you can use in your day-to-day operations. And on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we go over or our market expert, a new market expert every Thursday comes in and does a deep dive around data sets in Sonar that work for them for that specific industry, whether it's maritime, intermodal, etc. If you guys need an additional training with your company, you specifically to make this a little bit more personalized, please feel free to reach out to your customer success rep. If you are not sure who that is, please email sonarsupport@freightwaves.com and we will get one set up for you. We are going to start out with the global pages in the top left-hand corner. When you very first log into the Sonar platform, this is where this is where it will take you to the global pages. The global pages are updated by FreightWaves employees only. You cannot change, manipulate, customize these pages. These will change from time to time, whether it's a new data set, something going on in the market like a hurricane, anything like that. These will change from maybe day to day, week to week. It kind of depends on what's going on in the market. If there's anything on these global pages that you want to save and keep so that it doesn't change on you, I suggest copying those pages down to your My Pages. To do that, it's really simple. You click Edit Pages in the bottom left-hand corner, click on the page you want to copy, and press the copy function. When you press the copy function, it will take the page you want, copy it down to your My Pages. You can change, manipulate, add widgets, customize it to make it your own because it's under your pages. If you want to customize a certain page based off of a market, based off of a customer, a region that you operate in, you need to do so in My Pages. As you can see, I have quite a bit here. This is a way to stay organized. It's really easy to build a page. You just click Edit Pages. The blue plus sign that says Add Page will pop up, and this is where you can name the page. And then name it Sonar 101 and click Add. And this will take you to the plain blank gray screen for you to add as many widgets as you wish onto that page. You also can share pages. So if you build out a page, say around the Atlanta market, and you want to share it with other people on your team, your boss, whoever it is, really simple. You click on this little share function on the page you want to share. The link will pop up. You copy it. You send it to anybody that has a Sonar login. When that person receives that link, if they click on it, it will automatically direct them to Sonar, and it will save under their My Pages as a copy of page that you created. Before we dig into how to build pages and our new widgets, or all of our widgets, I'm sorry, we're going to go over these top 5 features in the top corner up here. Our moderated chat function, our double bubble, I like to call it. This is a great place for you to ask about what's going on in the market, about data sets, questions that you have, anything that you need an answer to, feel free to add into the moderated chat function. You will come across as anonymous with a number. You can go into your profile up here and change it to a specific name if you wish. But as you see all these letters down here, these are specific people at FreightWaves. So we have market experts, we have customer success managers, sometimes data analysts, and sometimes Craig Fuller, our CEO, will also comment in here. The next one is our Sonar Sue. This is updated anytime we have an announcement. It will pop up as soon as you log in. It will go over new data sets that we have, which is usually every weekend. It kind of depends on what we're releasing, whether it's data sets, features, a announcements for webinars or events, kind of just random announcements that you'll have pop up within the platform when you log in. You can also go back and look in the past at the information that we have released in the past as well. The next one is our document library and market insights and research papers. Every day, Monday through Friday, the Daily Watch is released at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also upload it into the Sonar platform. As you can see, this is today's. You can click preview. You can download this, save it to your computer, share it with others in your company, in your organization. And it gives really high level, good information about what's going on in the market. We have anything from weather, our broker, carrier, shipper playbook, oil markets, intermodal, all kinds of information that you can view on the Daily Watch every day at 10 a.m. It's a great way to stay on top of what's going on in the market. It's also great to kind of see how people use the data. All of these provide charts, as you can see. You can see what tickers they're using. You can click on the chart links. It's a great way to see how to actually use the data in a day-to-day operational way. We also have deep dives, market insights, and research papers. I'm going to talk about our research papers a little bit. We have an entire team dedicated to giving you great research around specific topics. It's usually 1 to 2 times a week or so that we will have something released. We have, this is all free with your Sonar subscription. About 20 to 60 pages of in-depth research around a given topic. Again, download it, share it with people in your organization. It is a great tool, and it's really, really in-depth information with carrier surveys, shipper surveys, all kinds of information available for you free with your Sonar subscription. Next, we have our My Sonar Tools. You'll see the My Custom Indices. That is where you as a company can upload your tendered data into the Sonar platform for you to view how it compares to our OTRI, our volumes, as well as all the way down into a market level. So you can see your company's outbound rejections for Atlanta versus our data rejections outbound Atlanta. The next one is My Map Layers, and this is where you can upload your own customer locations onto a map. It actually pinpoints exactly where the address is. And this is great to kind of overlay different data sets like volumes and rejections and see how your specific customers are going to be affected by that. I'll talk about that a little bit more when I get to the map and show you how that looks. The next one is our freight futures Nodal exchange here. If you guys have any questions about this, please reach out to your customer success rep at sonarsupport@freightwaves.com, and we can get you in touch with our freight futures expert. The next one is our support, Sonar support widget here. As you can see, the Knowledge Center, this is a great way to get familiar with the data we have available for you in Sonar. The getting started is very high level, basic navigation, how to add a page, etc. If you go over to Indices by Sonar category, we have all of our data sets broken out by category. And if you click on anyone in particular, let me scroll down here to the head haul index that everybody's familiar with or at least heard about. The head haul index tells you what it is, who is interested in it, and what does it actually mean? What does it mean for me? It's really in-depth information about the data set that you are wanting to view. Great way to scroll through, look and see what's available. It tells you what the ticker is as you see haul and how you can break it down. Let's see here. We have deltas for them as well as on a market level. There we go. I'm going to go back down here to our page that we created, Sonar 101, and I'm going to start adding some widgets onto this page. So when you want to add widgets onto a page, all you do is go up to the blue plus sign and you can pick from a list of widgets. We have our news, chart, watch list, map, video, and most volatile market analytic widget. You can add as many as you wish, and is the very last thing you do is what saves on the page. So if you X out of something accidentally, or if you add a data set, change something, whatever the last thing that you do on that page is what saves. So if you build a page, you love it, you want to save it, it automatically saves. You can log out, log back in, and that page is saved under your My Pages. The first one we're going to talk about is our news widget. I'm going to start with the RSS newsfeed. I'm going to enable the scrolling mode here, and I'm going to pick on a couple different categories that I can choose from. Transportation, news, sonar, technology. Let's click save. And a scrolling RSS feed will pop up available for you. You can hover over any one of these to stop the scrolling. And you can also click on it and it will populate for you to view the article that you want to go over. We have a lot of customers that throw this up on their TVs in the office for their team to look at. It's great because it scrolls through and you'll see a different one every time you look up. I'm going to X out of this and I'm going to talk about social media flash content now. I'm going to X out, go back up to the blue plus sign and click on social media flash content. Social media flash content is mainly based off Twitter. We have about 35,000 Twitter feeds that we hand selected that has, I guess, input or say into the transportation industry, anything that will affect it. We have subjects you can choose from. You can click on specific Twitter feeds. Our sources are also listed here. I'm just going to click on a couple: freight futures, intermodal, IMO 2020. I'm going to hop down here to the gear. I'm going to turn on scrolling mode and I'm going to click save. And you have a scrolling mode of your social media that you want to view, of the specific topics that you clicked on. Same thing happens if you hover over it and if you click on it. There we go. Sorry about that. It will populate what you want to, what the tweet is, what you want to view. You can also type in specific specific subjects as well. Well, if I can spell correctly, I'm sorry about that. And it will populate when something with that tag name. Next, I'm going to hop on over to the calendar. Turn on my US holidays and my FreightWaves news here. I'm going to click save. And this will show just a calendar view of holidays and FreightWaves news articles. You can see where it had perishables on there. We are working on adding perishables to our calendar. So those are being worked on. You can see what specific day that freight articles came, or our news articles came out. It's great to go back in time and look and see what articles were actually out on a given day. Maybe it was, hurricane news. Maybe it was about trade war, anything like that. You can go back on a specific day and view what you were looking at, click on it, and it will take you to that article where you can click on and go to freightwaves.com. The next one I'm going to go to is the map feature, or the map widget. The map is broken out by 135x markets that we have partnered with DAT to receive. When you first go to the map, it's blank. On the left-hand side is where you can change the data, the information that you're viewing on the map. The first one is the date range. It's where you can click on the date, go back in time if you wish to look at the data available on that specific day. The second one is our map layers. Our map layers is great for you to upload about your specific customer locations. Like I said earlier, you upload it by customer address. So you can see here, I clicked on a specific point and it gives me the address of the one I'm looking at. You can also add a note to each individual one that will say maybe shipping hours, the customer contact information, anything along those lines you can add onto each individual address point. This is a great tool to overlay data. Just going to do that real quick and I'll explain it in just a second, but I'm just going to type here. There we go. So I uploaded, you can see the uploaded locations, and what I'm looking at is outbound tender volume. So if you want to see how your customers are affected by outbound volume, you can go in these dark blue markets, see which customers have a lot of freight, maybe go after for additional freight, being able to talk to your customers, maybe negotiate rates a little bit better. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this being able to customize this for you. Next, I'll kind of talk about the data. The first one is the freight data right here. You have to have it turned on to be able to view the data index. Granularity levels will automatically default to U.S. markets, but we also have Canadian, PAD, U.S. state, and U.S. regions that you can sort down and view those granularities as well. To view the data, you have to turn on the core pleth index. You can also scroll through and look at all the indices available at that given time. And you can also type them in as well. And always click on Show Legend so you can see exactly what you're viewing here. The next one down is our market volatility. Actually, let me shut this off. Our market volatility shows volatility in a given market in one of these four indices: outbound volume, outbound rejection, head haul, and tender lead time. The volatility is the high highs and the low lows in the market. And it identifies those without you having to go out and do the legwork into finding those data points. So if you wanted to look at the head haul volatility, I'm going to show the legend here. We also have this available in a widget, which I'll go over a little bit later, but you can view it on a map view to see which markets have strong increases, positively or negatively. As you can see, the green markets are positive and the red markets are negative. And this is a great way to kind of take advantage of those markets, whether it's securing more freight, making a little bit more margin. A lot of different ways that you can use this tool, but it does show you those markets that have fluctuated out of its normal. The next one is our rail data. You can view all the different rail lines on here. You can X out of any rail lines that you wish. And you can also overlay data sets underneath this as well. The weather and traffic layer settings are a great tool just to kind of monitor, road conditions, whether it's traffic-wise or weather-wise. Let's see here. Let's take just a minute. You can see the green is dry, and it goes all the way up to possible closure. And this is based off of weather. So if it's wet, obviously rain, and it turns to snow, ice, possible closure. This will be really important during winter time to see those ice-covered roads, to see those roads that are possibly closed as well due to weather. This is great too because it's it's looking into the future, so you can see 48 hours in advance. By clicking this right play button in the top right-hand corner, you can see the markets change, or the roads conditions change over the 48-hour time period based off of storms that come through the area and what the effects are on the road level. The next one I'm going to go to is traffic. See hop down to Dallas. You can see green is showing low congestion, red is severe congestion. You can zoom in more and more roads will appear the more you zoom in. There you go. And this is live traffic. And the thing that I like best about this is you can click on the road cameras as well. We have 20,000 DOT road cameras that is updated every 10 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Dallas. There are a couple states that we do not have road cameras for because they are not secured by the government. So I'm going to hop over to an area that I know that we have information for. Let's go up to Denver here, and I'm going to zoom in. Sorry about that. Click redo camera search in the top right-hand corner. Have cameras populate. Some of them will have a timestamp on here, but ours, if the government has updated their camera, we update it every 10 minutes. I used to use this all the time in my day-to-day operations. In my previous job, I would go to all the different DOT websites to look up where the drivers are on the road and try to find out if they really were stuck in traffic, and if they were stuck in traffic, how bad the traffic was, taking screenshots, sending it over to my customer. And this has it all right here available to you. I think it's a great tool. You can zoom in more, redo camera search, and more cameras will appear if they're available. You can also click on any market here. Let me back out. Take off the camera, take off the road conditions. You can also click on any market, and the freight data tab will populate. Or it should. Let's see here. There we go. Sorry about that. I turned on the location forecast. The freight data tab appeared. So it has every index available within that specific market that you're looking at. You can scroll through, see what's available, see what the category is, what the symbol is, and what the value of that index is, all by just clicking on the market you want to view. You can also click on the location forecast. So for big markets, like Salt Lake City, might be very different than it is way down here. So if you click where exactly you want to view the location, this is saying Cedar City, Utah, tells you the time, the road condition, road temperature, air temperature. You know, it can be raining about 15 minutes from my house and not be raining where I am. So this is a great way to view exactly where you're wanting to view, whether it's a, you know, your shipper location, where your driver is. If there's high speed or high winds, you can view all of that, add that on here and view what the wind gust is. You can also click the little graph function over here and see the temperature, road and air temperature, as well as the road conditions, precipitation, and wind speed and wind gust. The last thing I'm going to view on a map is the Critical Events Center, which is this last button right here. The Critical Events Center talks about weather threats. So weather impacts transportation quite a bit, whether it's snow, hurricanes, whether it's severe weather. As you can see on the right-hand side, all of the threats that we currently track. We also have 5 assets here: airports, canals, ports, railroads, and refineries. We track those because they're all very important for transportation. And if anything affects that, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's a wildfire, then obviously it will impact the transportation industry one way or another, whether it's immediate or whether it's over a given period of time. All of these little circle donuts here are the asset groups. So you can zoom in and see how more appear. Hop down here to Miami. You can see there's Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale Airport, which is orange, and it's saying there's a 10 risk. So I'm going to click on that and see that it has a max risk of 10, which is still medium, kind of low, because we track between 1 and 25. The threat is coastal flooding. It has about 8 hours remaining in the threat, and conditions observed right now are broken clouds. You can see the exact address of this airport, current observations, wind, temp, and conditions. It shows you the risk right here, temperature, wind speed, I believe, precipitation in the future, and it also shows you what that threat is right here. One of the things, let's see, back out here. So we have, you can view, let's see, tropical depression, tropical hurricanes, all that type of stuff. It shows you if there's any assets in the direction of the hurricane, what the wind speed is, latitude, longitude, and where it's moving at what speed. The thing I like about this is you can look at the historic and the forecasted models to show you where exactly that is going. We had given away free logins when Dorian was happening for people to use Dorian or use our critical events and our information in Sonar to give them information about Dorian, what the impact is, where it's going at the time it's going. It's a great tool to track weather and how that will affect your own business as well as transportation as a whole. Couple other things I'll kind of point out that are just really cool. This middle button has overlays, so you can view cloud coverage, day and nighttime, precipitation, snowfall, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of things that you can do with Critical Event Center, so if there's anything specific that you guys have a question about, use the moderated chat function in Sonar, or reach out to your customer success rep, sonarsupport@freightwaves.com. I'm going to X out of here, and I'm going to hop into a chart, start with a chart. When you click into the chart function, it's a blank chart for you to kind of change and manipulate to what you're looking for. To add data to the chart, you click on enter symbol, and the index categories appear. So we've recently added the 5 most popular rail indices and the 5 most popular trucking indices, as well as all of the other categories that we have, from environmental to air cargo to futures, etc. You can view that all by clicking on the plus sign, and it will pop out the granularities of the data sets as well. I am going to start by the 5 most popular trucking indices, and as you can see, we have outbound tender reject index. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to click the plus sign to look at my granularities. I have X market right here. So I'm going to actually look at the national level, otri.usa. You can also type this in once you become more familiar with the tickers. So it's really otri.usa. Click enter, and it will populate exactly what you type in when you get familiar with the tickers and the airport codes. This compare symbol is where you can compare indices to each other. That whether it's the same, whether it's OTRI for Atlanta versus OTRI for Savannah, or you can view volumes versus rejections as well. So I'm going to view otvi.usa, which is outbound tender volumes on a national level. And what I'm viewing right now is the absolute mode. So I'm going to hop up here to display and go over absolute is the absolute value of what you're looking at. Relative is showing the percent change over the given period of time that you're looking at. So I'm going to click on the last 3 months. And you can see outbound tender rejections have changed 0% over the last 3 months. And what's this, -1, I believe. And outbound volumes have decreased by 1% over the last 3 months. So it's whatever the given time period it is that you're viewing. Over the last year, rejections are down 67%, but volumes are up 5%. So you can change the date range, which is how you do it down here. You can view all the different timestamps we have, or you can create one specifically for what you're looking at. So if you wanted, August 5th to today, specific, click apply, and it will give you those specific date ranges. So you can make it as custom as you wish. This is the relative mode. If I go back up to display and click on dual, this will show you a dual y-axis. So on the right-hand side, it is showing you showing you percentages, which is outbound tender reject index, and on the left-hand side, it's showing you an index, which is outbound tender volume. So I'm going to clear this date range out down here. Click on 1 year. And I am going to take out this compare. Oh, you can also flip them. So as you can see, I have outbound tender volume on the bottom. If I want to set that as my main symbol without having to type it in, you just click set as main and it flips them for you. So outbound tender volume is in blue and outbound tender rejection is in green. I'm going to X out of this though to walk through some of the display types we have. So if you go to display again, I kind of walk through our y-axis style, the absolute, relative, and dual, but you can also view seasonality. So seasonality will show year over year. For our tendered indices, our volumes and rejections, we only have 1 year, but some of our other data sets go back 10, 15, 20, whatever years, and you can view them on seasonality. I think it's up to, let's see, 5. Up to 5 years, you can view year over year, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. I'm going to click on show seasonality, and it will show you outbound tender volume for this year versus outbound tender volume last year. Click on full year mode down at the bottom, and it will show you January to December. If you do 1 year, it will show you October 15th, October 15th. So as you can see, the blue line is outbound volume for this year. Green line was last year, which is why we have stopped right here because we haven't finished out the year yet. You can see ever since the middle of July, there's been more freight shipping in the country this year than last year. As you can see, you can compare that. It's also good to look at seasonality trends. So as you know, like I said, we have it more this year, but the peaks and the valleys kind of go hand in hand. So you can see when freight goes down, this one also goes down. It didn't go down as far, as deep, but you can kind of look and see the seasonality modes, and you can break this down all the way on a market level as well. I go up to display. I'm going to turn the seasonality mode off. We also have these different chart styles. So what you're currently looking at is the mountain. This is the line. We also have a baseline view where you can change your baseline to whatever it is that you want to view it as. Red means it's below the baseline. Green is above the baseline. And you can also view it as candle, bar chart, etc., as well as if you wish. I'm going to change it back to mountain and scroll down here to where it says chart preferences. So you can view the large fonts, which is great if you are sending this out to people, if you are posting our stuff out on LinkedIn to provide insights. Using large fonts is a great way to really see those numbers and lines well. And you can also click show units on y-axis. So if you show the units on the y-axis, this will tell you what you're looking at. So outbound tender volume is done by an index, so that's why it says index. If I was to change this to otry.usa, it will tell me a percent because we measure it in a percent. This also works on a dual y-axis as well if you were viewing two different data sets. The last thing on here is your themes. You can change your theme to a day or a night theme. And you can create your own theme by clicking New Theme. Change your colors of your mountains, your lines, your background. Name it whatever you wish. Click Save. And then it will be housed underneath themes for you to always go back and click on if you want to be viewed in that theme. Sorry about that. The next is our studies. We have moving averages. We have standard deviation, all kinds of information here. If there's anything specific you want to go over, please feel free to reach out to me. or Sonar support at FreightWaves.com, and we can get you with one of our market experts to go over these specifically. The next one is our events tab here. Let's see. So the events tab will populate a FreightWaves article if that ticker was associated in the article. So if there was an article written that said otry.usa, it will populate on the chart of when it was added. So as you can see, we have had an increase in rejections right here. And this article is talking about the capacity is tightening for holiday home time going into, looks like Christmas time right here. So you can see that this article had otry added onto that article, so it relates together. I'm going to click that off. Show you that we have cursors here, a crosshair, where you can see exactly what your value is by hovering over. We also have the information where you can kind of scroll around instead of the crosshair, same type of thing, to view what you're looking at and what the date is. And the last thing is the draw function. If you click draw over here on the left-hand side, it says select tool. And these are all of the different tools that you have to choose from. A couple that people use regularly are the call out functions, where you can click on where you want a bubble to be. Type in whatever you wish, click save. And also we have Trendline is another one that a lot of people use. Click on Trendline. You can click on where you want this. Let's see. Just do here, I guess. To there. And you can see over that period of time, 24 days, it has gone down 6%. That went from 14.63 to about 8% over that given period of time. These also save, so as soon as you upload it, whatever, log out, come back in, these will save on here for you. Click undo. Take off that. This is, you can also click this copy widget button in the top right-hand corner. You can copy the same widget to the current page by click current page, click copy, and it will copy the same widget with the same information. Or you can click on this, select a different page, and you can copy this same page on another, or the same widget on another page. So if you're building multiple screens for maybe the Atlanta market, the Houston market, whatever, you're wanting the same widgets, you could just copy these to those pages, change the data set that you want to view, and it's already populated for you without having to really build it. I'm going to X out of these, go back up to the blue plus sign, and click on Watchlist. The Watchlist is great to view multiple different data sets or and the percent change of those data sets. You build them all the exact same by clicking on Manage Symbols. It is the same breakout by categories listed here. You can also search what you're looking for. And we also have existing lists that you can click on, default symbol lists, and you can view outbound tender rejection lanes for each market that we've already created for you guys as well. By clicking on any of these, click on use symbol list and click submit, and it is already available without you having to really build it. You can also, I'm going to go back to browse to actually show you guys how to build one. Click on 5 most popular trucking indices. I want to look at outbound tender reject index for all of my X markets. Add select items and click done. Sorry about that. It's because I clicked on existing list. Sometimes when you click on that, it won't let you add the symbol list appropriately. Go back to outbound tender reject index, X markets, add selected items, done. And I'm going to click on, type in OTRI. First one I'm going to start out is standard watch list, and I'm going to click save. Standard watch list is just the plain black and gray kind of list view. You can filter it by alphabet, by value. As you can see, Bismarck is the highest value, so a 37% rejection rate as of yesterday. The actual change and the percent change. So Flagstaff, Arizona has the highest percent change day over day, even though it's only at 1%. I guess it went up a lot day over day. You can click on these three dots over on the right-hand side. You can add market share, 52-week lows and highs as well. Or you can click on this filter button, and you can filter this out to where you only want to view percent changes, maybe greater than 10%. Click apply, and then it will filter it down to what exactly you want to look at. I'm going to go back to edit, and I'm going to click on heat map list and click save. Heat map list is the same as the standard watch list. Go back, click edit, heat map list. There we go, save. It's the exact same except it's color coded. Filter it the exact same way as you can on the other one. Has all of the same features as the standard watch list. Green means it's going up and red means it's going down. I'm going to go back to edit, and I'm going to show the tree map. Tree map is showing you the highest value in the top left all the way to the lowest value in the bottom right. So like we said earlier, Bismarck has the highest rejection rate at 37%, but day over day it has gone down 4.9%. Red means it's going up, green means it's going down. I like to change this percent time period to kind of view over the last 2 weeks to see markets that are continually building. So as you can see, over the last 2 weeks, Bismarck has actually increased, even though day over day it's gone down. Over the last 2 weeks, it has increased. But as you can see, I like to look at areas. So a lot of the Midwest that you see over here is in the top percentage. So a lot of freight out of the Midwest has higher rejections right now. All the green markets, like I said, are increase. All the red markets are decrease. You can click on any one of these and it will pull up a chart. So outbound tender rejections out of Raleigh, North Carolina have gone up since the beginning of October from about 4.5% to 7%. So this is a great tool to see multiple markets at one time and what their percent change is. You can also filter this the same way by value or percent change. So if you want to view only the markets, like I said, greater than 10%, click apply. It will shrink it down to the markets that have a percent change over the last 2 weeks greater than 10%. I'm going to go back to edit. I'm just going to click out of this actually. And I'm going to hop down to scrolling ticker. Scrolling ticker just is the scrolling information on a ticker form. It's the exact same information. You can change the percent time period. You can filter it. You can also sort it by value change or percent change as well as clicking onto a chart. Go back to edit. Click on market table. So market table is a great way to view multiple different data sets with multiple different markets. So you could have OTRI, outbound volume, head haul, all these different data sets on the top with the specific markets you want to view on the left-hand side. The bottom number is the value. The top number is the percent change. You can also change the percent change on a 2-week period, filter it, and sort. I'm going to go back to edit and do the last one, which is our gauge chart. Our gauge chart shows 52-week lows, 52-week highs, and what the current number is. This is another one where we have people have this up on their TVs in their office so their team can kind of see at a high level what's going on in the markets. Click on any one of these and it will pull up a chart as well. That is it for the watch list. Actually, I'm sorry, you can sort and filter these ones as well. That is it for the watch list. I'm going to X out of this, go back up to the blue plus sign, and I'm going to click on video. Our video library houses all of our FreightWaves Now instructional videos. You can see the fuller speed ahead off the supply chain, our market updates, our past events, demos as well at past events. So it's a great way to kind of see everything video, FreightWaves, all within Sonar. I'm going to X out of this and go over the most volatile markets widget. You can click to view all markets. You can click to view only the markets you operate in. You can click on markets that only have volatility. So there's a lot of customization you can do with this specifically. Click save and it will populate the chart based off of the options that you choose, or I'm sorry, the widget, I guess. On the left-hand side are all of the markets that I chose the option where it only has volatility. So the markets that have volatility in at least one of these 4 indices. The only indices we track are volumes, rejections, head haul, and tender lead time as of right now. You can filter this by alphabet. You can filter it by alphabet for market code, by market share, or by volume, head haul, tender lead time, or rejection. I personally like to filter it by market share to see what is the biggest market that has volatility in it. So as you can see, Kansas City is the biggest market for today that has volatility. And it's in the head haul index, and it's a small decrease. Right here, Joplin has a strong increase in outbound volume, which is why it's green, versus decrease, which is why it's red. You can click on any of these and it will populate the chart. So as you can see, we have a strong increase in outbound volume. We have this huge incline of freight, of outbound freight from the first week of October to today. So this is a market, take advantage of, maybe spot market. Maybe if you are landing extra trucks in the market, you'll be able to, get freight at maybe a little bit higher of a price out of that market. As you can see, the head haul volatilities also has an increase. So markets that have multiple volatility is a good thing to capitalize on. So you can see outbound tender volume has gone up quite a bit. And inbound volume is roughly the same with a slight uptick here. So that is where there's an increase in the head haul because outbound volume is exceeding the inbound volume in that market. Volatility market widgets are a great way to view the high highs, the low lows, and capitalize on those in the time that you can. Like this is all data from yesterday, so capitalize while you can in the market. That is about all that we have for today. Just a very high level, go through all the navigation that you guys need to get started for Sonar 101. Again, we have this every Tuesday at 3:30. You guys will all receive a recording via email with this as well. Tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern Time is Sonar 201. Register if you have not. If you cannot join, we will send you a recording that you can view and play, pause as you wish. Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time is when we will do Sonar 301. I'm not sure who the market expert is this week, but we can let you guys know on that tomorrow. But like I said, if you guys need a personalized training, you want to learn more, email your customer success rep, email your salesman, or email sonarsupport@freightwaves.com and we'll get you taken care of. If you guys have any questions, please pop it below in the chat function or the Q&A tool, and we will stay on the line for a couple minutes or until all the questions are answered. Thank you guys for joining us today. My name is Jessica Hale with Sonar. I'm a Sonar Customer Success Manager. Thank you and have a good day. All right, we didn't have any questions. If you guys have anything or you think about something in the future, 5 minutes from now, 15 minutes from now, email sonarsupport@freightwaves.com. Use your moderated chat function, the double bubble in the top right hand corner. We're here to help you guys. So anything you need, please reach out to us. Thank you guys for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you on Sonar 201 tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time. Have a great day. Bye bye.